everybody. I know this channel is not typically like a PC hardware news conference, keep up with the times kind of channel, but if you're someone who's looking to make the most of your money or just make sure you maximize your dollar in terms of its value, making sure you get good performance and don't put a hole in your wallet, you're going to want to watch this video because there are two major announcements that we just heard here at CES. So obviously you guys know CES has started. It's like tech, nerd, Christmas holiday season. And I just finished with the NVIDIA news conference and they dropped two bombs of announcements on us. And they seem a little too good to be true. They definitely addressed some controversy, which they had in their last big announcements concerning RTX. And I'm gonna head home right now because it's a little chaotic in here, but I'm gonna try to get my thoughts together about everything that just happened, and then we'll talk about it, because if you're a gamer, if you're looking to buy parts or build parts and make the most of your money like I always encourage you to, this is definitely something that you need to keep into consideration. All right, so I am back home. Let's talk about these two big announcements. Number one, and I'm gonna be reading from my notes here, so sorry for the lack of eye contact. Obviously, the RTX 2060 was announced. You probably saw this from either some articles or big YouTubers that you already follow, but this is really exciting, and that's because this RTX 2060 card also has the ray tracing technology, and it only costs $350. Now, as great as all of that sounds, this announcement is suspicious as all hell. So I'm sitting there listening and I'm really excited about what they're gonna say about this 2060 and how great it is, when out of nowhere,
a RTX 2060 is higher performance than a 1070 Ti.
They dropped that it's going to be faster than a 1070 Ti. Now, for those of you that don't know, a 1070 Ti is a very powerful graphics card, and it's still more than relevant today. I mean, if you look at the specs of a 1070 Ti and a GTX 1080, they are almost the same card. I would say money-wise, in terms of performance, the difference there should probably only be about like $40, $50. So essentially what they're saying in this new generation, that this model that is 2 to 3 models weaker than the previous generation is gonna be stronger than a 1070 Ti. For $100 less at that. It's one of those situations where it's way too good sounding to be true. I mean, just so you understand, the 1070 Ti was released at $450. That's what you could get it for when the card dropped. But now, this 2060 being $350, which is going to be released January 15th, by the way, is... I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the price, right? The price is amazing, but there's just no possible way that this card can be that much better in terms of higher frames per second, but then also come with this ray tracing technology and be $100 cheaper. Like, I have to find out, like, where are we losing on something, because there's just no way we can have it all and pay less money as gamers and consumers. I personally plan on buying one of these cards the second they release, because I want to test this live and see if it actually does hold up to be a true statement. But just in case there are some of you that want answers right now, there's actually a video out on David's channel, and he actually ran some benchmark tests and showed the results, and what I saw there is almost identical performance to a 1070 Ti. Now, I didn't get to see any actual gameplay, and you know, the video didn't seem too crazy in depth, so that's why I do plan on doing one of my own reviews. But if those tests have similar results to all other games that people do play today, I will be more than mind blown. I mean, I think the general consensus right now should be that the 2060 is definitely something that you should be very excited about, to the point where you should be looking to pick one up the second that they drop for the public, which again is January 15th. And the second biggest announcement, in my opinion, are the 2080 GPU chips that are going to be released in upcoming thin gaming laptops. Now, another jaw-dropping thing that they are claiming.
Now, here's the performance of it. It's faster than a GTX 1080 desktop. Top.
These 2080 GPU chips in thin laptops. Thin, I say thin so importantly because
Look how thin it is.
usually, thicker gaming laptops are that big because they need to try and disperse all the heat that comes from a powerful graphics chip. But they're claiming, they're going to have these 2080s in these thin laptop chips. Anyways, the reason this is so mind-blowing is they're saying that the performance of these chips in these laptops are going to be greater than desktops that have 1080s. Now, in case you don't know what that means, the reason a desktop computer is more powerful than a laptop is because it has space to do sufficient cooling. When your parts get too hot, the performance suffers. And like I touched on before, if you are cramming powerful parts into a tiny frame, cooling options are very limited. Now, obviously, that statement is just very, very hard to believe. I'm hoping it's true. I mean, if it is true, then you finally, I think, will be looking at, for gamers at least, who travel and want to move on the go, have a very real option for gaming that they can take with them when they're on the go. And then here's some of the notes I took down on this. They said they found a way to optimize this more powerful 2080 chip by having it use less power. So less power typically means less heat. It sounds like they're undervolting the chip, which kind of sounds like it could work. Now, in case you guys are unfamiliar with undervolting, it's actually a technique that kind of got really popular back when graphics card mining was a thing. And long story short, that whole technique showed that you can basically find ways to optimize the performance or power that you can get from that chip while not sending it a ton of power. But there was one thing during this whole demonstration with the laptop that absolutely shook me. Now, when I saw this in person, I wanted to believe I didn't see it. I was hoping I didn't see it. And I came home, I downloaded the Twitch VOD, only to confirm that this should actually happen. And I couldn't help but laugh and also be a little bit scared.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a Gigabyte 2080 RTX laptop. I think I'm playing Marshall. Yeah, this is gonna help. This gun is bigger. Here, take that.
Please tell me I'm not the only person who saw that. So, essentially what happened is, they're hyping up this whole GPU 2080 in laptops, and then when he actually starts to kind of play the version of the game they have on it, he stuttered.
This gun is bigger.
The game stuttered on stage at a massive Key Conference CES announcement. Like, NVIDIA, are you kidding? You have to be kidding me. You hype up this laptop for like 30 minutes, and then the second you start moving, the game stutters? I mean, look, I understand, gaming computers, the experience is not always going to be perfect, and maybe we saw a tiny, 0.01% stutter that happens, but I can't believe I saw it with my own eyes, and I can't believe that no other giant tech tubers or anyone else has talked about that stutter. It could not be a big deal, and maybe I'm blowing it out of proportion, but, stuttering in games is something that you never want to deal with and experience. And the fact that we saw it in the very small time frame that they were, showing this demonstration, it's, some red flags. I mean, those laptop GPU chips are going to be something to look out for, to say the least. Either way, both crazy announcements and both things that you should look forward to in the future if you are looking, like I said before, to make the most of your money. The 2060, I think, from what we understand so far, is a very good option. Buy it the second it comes out. I know I will be trying to do that. And the laptop GPU chips, they sound exciting too, to say the least. There are definitely some big advancements made. And NVIDIA, I don't think failed to impress this time. I was pleasantly surprised with everything they had to say. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I know the quality is probably going to be a little bit lesser, but that's what happens when you're going to CES and you're running on a small time frame to do all the things that you need to do. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you found this information entertaining, informative in any way, shape, or form.
АВП кому?
Мне дропнет челик. АВП, ой, блядь, мид заходит просто. Они смокали, блядь. Заходит слонга, ой, блядь, шорт. Блядь, да я попадать сегодня буду? Сука, пиздец. Я в ахуе, бля. Как так можно просто объяснить? Лучше просто не шли бы на раунд, засейвили бы, блять, АВП хотя бы.
Hey there friends, how's it going? My name is Kevin, and have you ever wanted a Sims game that heavily featured the Black Eyed Peas? Anybody? No? Anyone? No? Oh, alright. Well, we got it anyway. It came in the form of The Herbs a few years back on the PS2. Not even gonna lie, great game. I mean, now we know what the Black Eyed Peas would sound like if they sang an absolute nonsense. 2004, Jesus, I did not know it was this old. This game is also co-op. It's kind of what made it so great for me, but I have no friends, so we're going to be playing alone today. Let's see how close we can get to Jim Pickens on this game. Man, Jim Pickens is like the
Возможно, будет Б, потому что, типа, туда оно тоже не ходит.
Marvel universe, except with one character. Alright, let's see what style would suit Jim the best. Leather, spikes, and attitudes. Jim would definitely fit that, but for the wrong reasons.
We're wasting time. Let's go.
Cosmo Street, keeping it original. That does not look like Fergie. Alright, let's go with Kicktail Park. God, this isn't very in detail. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make a gym. Wait, this is it? Why are you discriminating against old people? This was Jim before the accident, apparently. He was like a male model. Not gonna lie, actually thoroughly enjoying this music in the background. As weird as that is. What the hell is on the screen? Why is it so blurry? It looks like we're wearing glasses and they're all fogged up. Oh, Will.i.am is waiting at my apartment. Okay, Will and his buddy here have oh, my guy just carries a shower. A little bit faster. It's getting a little bit faster. I may be a normal wizard. You're feeling better? And he's still light. And pulled him up into the air. Now you just became a Horcrux for Jim. Wait, why does she like...
Nice.
Yeah. Hello, Barry.
Oh, Barry back at it.
He said, what? Gel?
I was looking for you.
Barry.
Barry?
Barry. Barry, what are you doing here again?
I wanted you to wait for me.
Barry, don't screw up again.
I'm tired of waiting for you, Barry. God.
Oh, Jill.
Oh, she's getting sassy now.
I feel bad. You're doing a really good Barry. I gotta do a good Jill in return. Yeah, you're right. I feel like there's something missing. There is something missing.
Throwing flashbang.
Pretty long cutscene coming up here. Wesker.
We'll let it play out.
Блять, да вы серьезно нахуй?
Will be in danger if he doesn't do everything I tell him to.
You are so cruel.
Well, you don't have to worry about anything, because you'll be free from this world very soon, Jill.
Why do you have to destroy stars?
That's Umbrella's intention. This laboratory has been engaging in dangerous experiments recently, and
This is our day.
Anyway, this disaster cannot be made.
That's why having stars nosing around is so inconvenient. So you're a slave of Umbrella now, along with these violent monsters.
I think you
Incendiary
misunderstand, Jill. To me, the monsters you mentioned mean nothing.
Flashback.
I'm going to burn all of them together. This entire laboratory. I must complete my mission. Barry, there.
I like how I'm so confident in my plan. Nothing can go wrong. Yeah, dip that down. Look
fine,
for
yeah. How come both Umbrella and you can intimidate him by taking his family as hostages?
Umbrella? Well, I intimidated him, but it had nothing to do with Umbrella. I just used him for my personal purposes, though both you and Barry seem to think I was following orders from Umbrella.
So you're planning something else?
If you succeeded in developing the world's most powerful
Yeah, this is pretty long, guys.
what would you do?
I think it's even longer with Chris, no?
You're in charge.
What if Twitch chat was in charge?
Stop this now.
Honestly, I think this is well known as the bathroom break cut.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Do you have time to go make a
I
snack?
so many runs like, oh, come on, Wesker Caffeine Laboratory.
The awful thing about this is if you want to practice the fight that comes afterwards, you have to sit through this every single
Oh
time.
yeah, and it's a long one too. You have time to make a snack, go to the
Yeah.
bathroom.
Yeah, people tend to take advantage of it because I came back and I was just.
Ну,
I love Pirate.
не стреляйте,
This
не
is
умрешь.
the ultimate life form. Very proud of it.
Which creates a monster which is much stronger than human beings. Tyrant is the most powerful biological weapon in the world.
You don't mean you're experimenting on real people?
This is really beautiful. All this power will be mine.
For the sake of an awful creature?
Don't be upset. All weak people exist to be eaten.
Everything's all going according to plan.
Yeah. Nothing can go wrong.
Not at all, no.
I'm surprised there's no blood spurting out of that heart right now.
Ты близко подошел, убил, все.
I just want to let you guys know that this is the end of the run right here. This is for Jill. Just want to say that.
Снова пойдем, они по-любому пойдут.
She gave up a good fight.
He's about to have a chill
Один
sandwich. About to have a chill sandwich. Wait, what? Wait, what? What?
How are you still alive?
I died? This is how it happened? I don't remember this. Quick,
It's
that thought armor, that's what it is.
Да, блядь, серьезно!
That was close.
Пиздец,
Man,
это просто...
yeah, dude, I got a bit worried. I think you're fantastic, but, you know.
Wesker, how are you still alive though? What is your secret?
Maybe it's Maybelline. Ouroboros, that's the secret. That don't get invented for way later. That happens later. But it'd be a good time to get a quick donation.
Actually, Sonic Forces Extra Stages is about $3,000 on it goes to the full Sonic Forces experience.
No.
Jill.
Barry.
Okay.
No.
Barry?
I'm really embarrassed to see you now. Just leave me. Go quickly.
It's over, Barry. Wesker's dead.
I'm very much alive.
So, Jill,
Меня вышло.
this is my last.
It's like you're not even here today.
Please.
Sure.
Give me, Jill.
No.
Yo, rip Barry.
Pretty sure I cried.
As for Barry,
Слышно или нет?
I love Barry.
Such is the fate of my
look at that.
subordinates.
Photo.
Such is the fate of my subordinates. But we're gonna go ahead. We're gonna go ahead and make our way out of here, though.
And you got
Brad.
Brad Vickers.
Now you're here, Brad. Come on now. All this time, Brad.
That Brad.
He actually leaves us in the live action cutscene.
Leaves us behind, wondering where he's been.
What's he doing the whole just flying in circles with Doritos?
He's almost out of gas, so he had to.
Yeah.
Did he go away and come back?
He's like,
Where's he been?
He's like, I need to go back and help him. He's like, okay, I'll take one more lap.
Where on earth
Hold on.
have you been?
I could practice my flying for a bit.
Go ahead and signal Brad. All right, it'd be a good time to get in one last donation before the run ends.
Celebration.
Just a $50 donation from Anonymous saying, shout out to people doing little dances in the audience.
Go ahead and get in one more. It's fine.
We got $5 from Purdy Cat saying, I can usually give more, but things are tight at the moment. I still can imagine not giving at least.
All right, so now Brad is flying around the helipad, and where he's gonna go ahead and pick up Joe. And the time will be called when this game fades out.
Yeah.
And time.
Woo! Yeah.
Wait, yo, that was
a great run.
That was
really good. Brad kind of came in a little wonky, but he got us.
Do we expect anything less?
For some reason, I just imagine the player hitting Brad's helicopter. Oh, no!
I imagine Jill setting off that flare, and then when it goes up and it blows up, it says, Brad, we're fine, don't come.
Kill on her own. Poor girl. Yeah, if you say Barry or Chris, you do have an extra time fight at the end, but
yeah,
if
but
Jill's alone, that's it. Game just ends.
It's all by
If it's
yourself.
good ending too, Chris is in a cell the whole time, and he has a white, dirty Hanes t-shirt for no reason.
Yeah.
Even though he sat in a cell the whole time.
So that is that's good old Jill any percent.
Nice run. That was a good run.
All right, so real quick, we're gonna go ahead and get the credit.
I love that song though.
I know.
It's so great.
Yo, that Tyrant's still alive though, and he's missing his hug from Jill. No hug love for the Tyrant. So the actual endgame time was 39:05. That's not bad.
That's bad. 40 though.
Yeah,
almost
Let's
39.
give another round of
Woo!
applause.
Let's
Guys,
go.
really good stuff. GG.
поддержи, пожалуйста.
Yo, and that random rocket.
Celebration flare.
Celebration rocket.
Один.
And that's it for Biohazard. And now, yeah. So go ahead and I want to thank all of you for tuning into the Resident Evil run at this awesome event. I'd like to thank I'd like to thank my couch for giving me some support, all the support and all the love in the world. And thank you, everyone, for tuning in and hanging out with us. Don't go anywhere. We have more events coming your way. So everyone, pack your bags. We're going to Silent Hill 2.
Roberts, and coming up next is Silent Hill 2 by Punchy. Those donations are coming in, but I just want to remind you guys that we are here at Awesome Games Done Quick 2019, raising money for the Prevent Cancer Foundation, an awesome organization. The Prevent Cancer Foundation is the only U.S.-based nonprofit organization solely dedicated to cancer prevention and early detection. Our mission is saving lives across all populations through cancer prevention and early detection. Their vision is to stop cancer before it starts.
Go, go, go! I'm throwing smoke. Throwing a flashback.
По-моему, ВП стоится. Планте, не уходи прямо на помогай. Идет с челик по метру.
Terrorists win.
Coming up, we have an interview with some of the awesome Tomb Raider 2 runners.
Let's go, my brothers.
Да идем, блядь, а куда вы идете, сука, нас надо приму слонга, алло, блядь.
And considering once again that the Tomb Raider 2 runners are waiting for some awesome questions from the HDQ interview team.
Hi, I'm Fiesel, and I'm here with Smooth Operative, who's going to be running Tomb Raider 2 coming out right here after Silent Hill 2. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
And I think let's find out just in general, how did you get into speedrunning? What got you into the sport?
I have a friend who is a speedrunner, Max Lopes. He's over there somewhere. And I was introduced to speedrunning through him, so he kind of got me excited about it. There was something cool about playing a game over and over again. Otherwise weird if you did that, so speedrunning kind of gives you that excuse to play it over and over again and feel okay about it, so I like that. Thanks, Maxie, wherever you are.
So what made you want to run Tomb Raider 2 of all games?
Tomb Raider 2 was my favorite game growing up, and I played it over and over again. We had a demo that came with our PlayStation for the level Venice, and I just played Venice over and over, and I like mapped it out, and it was just fun. So when I was thinking about games to speedrun, Tomb Raider 2 was just like there, and Maxie and my friend in Eternal Enigma, I was like, well, do you guys think I would hate the game if I started to run it? And they're like, just do it. So I did, and I'm happy I did because I really like the speedrun, probably more than playing it casually. But it's really fun, so I'm glad that they were able to help me gain some confidence.
Right, that's always a question I hear people ask. Am I gonna?
Yeah. You know what? If you're not sure you want to speedrun a game, just do it.
Just do it, right?
Just do it. Stop thinking about it. Just do it.
Right, especially if you started out by playing that same level over and over again. You're probably already starting.
I feel like it was in there somewhere, and so now I'm happy that I get to do that.
Well, so what do you like best about this as a speedrunner? Now that you're more familiar with it.
What I like best about it? I guess I just like how elegant it looks in a way. There's like, when you're playing through it casually, it can be a bit clunky because Lara controls, right? So a lot of people are uncomfortable with the way she moves. But in the speed run, you get to see everything done in this sort of movement that makes it seem like, wow, how are these tank controls? It's like very fluid, and so that's probably like my favorite about the run, just the way that it looks. And that's like all of the classic Tomb Raider games will have that same look. Bexy ran Tomb Raider at SGDQ, and it's the same kind of movement, so I'm excited you'll see her later too. Hey, Bex.
Yeah, that's always one of the things I thought was so cool about it. I used to say that it's like she moves so clunkily.
That's
but
a
like,
great way to put it, honestly. That's a great way.
But like once you actually get the movements down, it's like so elegant and everything's smooth and the movements all like flow into each other.
Oh yeah. So that's beautiful about the run.
All right, so what do you think is really challenging about this run? You run some other games too, right? And this is probably a bit different than them.
Yeah, the challenge with Tomb Raider is that Lara could really like spontaneously combust at any moment. There's so many places to die. It's kind of, it keeps you on edge, and I think that all of the inputs have to be really precise, and if you do something wrong, it's like very unforgiving. You'll fall, and I mean, I'll put it delicately. Things will happen, so you don't want that. But yeah, so it's just a lot of precise movement and trying to remember inputs. But once you get it, like it's hard to learn at first, but once you get it, it's sort of like, you just get on autopilot. You can do it, but maybe have to throw in a few saves here and there.
Right, are there any parts in particular that you're, I won't say worried about, but I mean, what do you think are the more high-risk parts of the run?
The more high-risk parts, probably, I can think of a section in a level called the Maria Doria, and you have to kill 3 thugs in a room, and then kind of kite the last guy to a specific spot, and he doesn't always want to go to that spot, so you have to really like line Lara up and jump, and kind of make sure that you shoot your last bullet on a very specific like tile section so that he dies. And when you do that, Lara's able to pick up his item, which is a med pack, and then kind of embed into the wall and glitch up to the top of the cubby that she's supposed to be in. I know that probably sounded crazy, right. but it's really cool. And that's killed a lot of runs. So that's probably my least favorite part, but other than that, a couple of places here and there, but I feel pretty comfortable with the run overall, so hopefully it goes well.
Right. So this run hasn't been seen since 2014. I mean, how has the run changed since then? Apparently it's changed a lot, but I mean, what can you tell us?
Well, I thought it was really cool that you are doing the interview, because if you guys didn't know, Feasel did the run back in 2014, and I don't think he even knew.
No, I don't remember.
But